Hey everybody, it's Mike. Just have another message for today. You might notice that I'm missing my chain. It broke yesterday, so thank God for Amazon. I had to order another one, but I do still have my cross, which I carry in my pocket. But today I want to talk to you about a new book that I just started reading because I finished the other book, and this one is I guess, the other book that the same author wrote, um, John Mark Comer. I'll show you the book here. So it's a really good book. I just started it. It's called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. Um, so basically, we're going to talk today about um, being an apprentice of Jesus, being a disciple of Jesus, and some of the problems that we experience in today's world on why a lot of people are unable to do that, um, and be an apprentice of Jesus and be a disciple of Jesus, because it's not easy to do, because you have to completely, number one, you have to completely surrender yourself over to Jesus and to God, and to let them take the wheel, so to speak. The analogy I used the other day was, picture yourself as a car, and you give the keys to Jesus and God and say, go drive me and take me anywhere you want, and tell me what I need to do and how I need to go. Just just go ahead, and I'm your vessel, and just use me how you want. That's what they want. They want total submission to them, and it's hard, because you have your life, you have your job, you have your kids, you have your reputation, to worry about, because everybody thinks you're a crazy Christian, like we talked about yesterday. People make fun of you and stuff like that for believing in God. It's just stuff you got to deal with, to be able to turn yourselves over to Him. But the other thing that this book talks about is the ruthless elimination of hurry. Basically, talks about being in the fast lane or the slow lane. And, I used to be, and I still, am, to, in terms of having the same mindset I did with business, to be able to be very successful in real estate with making a ton of money, and having the right mindset and having the right passion, having the right drive, having the right creativity, having all that stuff that you need, having the personality, having the go, being the go-getter, being all that. You have to have that. But you don't have to be constantly in the fast lane. And I used to, back before I found God, when I was first in the business, when I was making all the big money, the big money, I mean, like four times what a heart surgeon makes, I'd make that much money. And I was always of the philosophy that you had to be in the fast lane in this business, and you had to be. I'd even say it to people. I'd say, you're either in this business and you're doing, 150 miles an hour in the fast lane, or you're going super slow, and you're on the exit ramp, and you're getting ready to get off into the slow lane and trying to figure out the slow lane, and from there you're either trying to get off the exit ramp or you're trying to get into fast lane. But there's no middle lane. There's no, like, I'm just gonna drive and do my way and that kind of thing. I was always saying, you're either in this to win it, you're either in it, put the pedal down to go as fast as you can, or you're going super slow. There's no in between. And I had to reevaluate some things in my life. When things kind of changed for me with business and everything like that, went into some problems, went into a depression and things like that, and had to pull myself out of it. And with God's help, I was able to do that, which is why I'm so loyal to Him now, and why I do these podcasts and everything, because He literally saved my life. and he changed me and gave me another opportunity to do this whole thing again, but do this with him and do this with his help and do this with his grace. And the thing I'm trying to teach people is, living that fast lane life mentality, is not the way to go. You're super busy, and what happens is, you know, hurry is the great enemy of spiritual life in our day. So, like, being hurried and being busy and constantly flying from appointment to appointment, to email to email, to text to text, to social media post to social media posts, to ding to ding to dang to dang. Like, I mean, your phone's constantly going off and it's just dictating your whole life, and you're constantly what? You're constantly being distracted. You're busy and you're constantly being distracted. And that's the problem, because you may be a very good person and you may not sin. And the thing is, if the devil can't, I'm just looking at my notes because I wrote some notes down. There's so many good things in this book. If the devil can't make you sin, he will make you busy. Okay? So he'll make you busy to distract you. And both sin and busyness cut off your connection to God, which is what the devil ultimately wants. It also cuts off your connection to other people, and can even cut off your connection to your own soul, because you're not thinking about your soul. You're not thinking about connections to other people. You're just like, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. I got to get the kids. I got to pick the kids up. I got to go to sports practice. I got to do whatever. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to cook dinner. I got to go to the grocery store. Da 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 da. Right? You're just constantly busy from one thing to the next. Got to do laundry. Next thing you know, and you get so busy that you get disconnected from God. See, me on the other hand, I am never disconnected from God. God rules my life. I have surrendered myself over to Him, and I live through Him, and I let Him provide to me what I need to do. So, if there's more business out there that I need to do and I need to list more homes, He's going to give me more homes that I need to list. If there's more buyers I need to work with, then He's going to give me some more buyers that I need to work with. Whether it's coming into an open house or calling me on the phone or whatever, He's going to find a way to get people in touch with me that need to be in touch with me. He may have other things that He wants me to do, like doing this podcast, and trying to talk about things other than the gospel per se, but things that affect people in real life, that are real topics that need to be talked about, like the busyness and the distractions from the devil. Hurry. I want to talk about hurry and love and peace and joy for a minute, because let me just see what I wrote down here. In terms of what the commandments are, Jesus wants you to love God with all your heart and soul as like one of the number one rules. Love God with all your heart and soul. And when you're busy and you become too time consuming with your busyness, you don't have time to do that when you're busy. And then Paul's definition of love in the first descriptor of it was, love is patient. You remember that verse? It's from weddings and stuff. Love is patient, love is kind, blah, 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 right? So, I don't know the rest. That's why I said that. So, love is patient. Your relationship with God and love takes time. You need to go slow with it. He likes to slow dance, not the fast dance. Slow in our society, unfortunately, people look at being slow as a bad thing. If you're slow, you're mentally challenged. You know, if you're going too slow, you need to get out of my way because I want to go faster. If I forget what the other examples in a book were, but I just wrote down God's love was slow and patient. And that's looked at in our society as a bad thing because I had slow equals bad, and then I had Jesus written next to it because Jesus and God, they're slow. Jesus walked slow. He did things slow. He didn't, run all over the place and run marathons and sprints and everything. And on the other side, fast is considered good in our society. If that was another thing, another example. So, like, if you're at a restaurant and the waiter, you get your food fast, and the waiter comes back and fills up your cup fast, and they do everything fast, then you look at that as a good thing. But if the waiter comes over and it's slow, it's bad service. That's what they were talking about in the book. That was another example of slow being a bad thing and fast being a good thing. So, but unfortunately, fast also comes with distractions and the devil. That's being fast is being distracted, and that's the devil. When there's a distraction, that's where he comes into play. It's like if you're sitting there and you're reading your Bible verse, and all of a sudden you get a ding for a text message. Well, he's trying to take you out of that what you're doing because it's connecting to God and trying to take you to something else. Or you get that ding from Instagram, or you get that ding from Facebook. Some notification or something happens on your phone or whatever. Screen goes blank and then kicks back on. I mean, all kinds of different things. So then I have written down here with joy and peace. The more present we are to the moment, the more joy and peace we have. And that's love too. But so love, joy, and peace are kind of all the same thing, all kind of grouped together, where the more present, the more you are in the moment with whatever you're doing, the more joy and peace and calmness and all that I talk about when you live heaven on earth. That's what you're gonna feel more of it. The more present you are, and you can't be present if you're hurry and you're in a rush, and you're constantly just trying to do all this stuff. So you have to slow down on purpose, and you have to eliminate the hurry in your life to try to still have a list of things to do and still have a list of things to get done, but don't have so many that it's impossible, that it makes you have to be rushing around and in a hurry all the time. You need to pace yourself with what you're doing, and you need to allow time for God to be able to work himself into your life. And part of that, the more you surrender yourself and the more you pray to him and the more you talk to him, the more you'll actually be changed into a more patient person yourself, and you'll slow down a little bit. People notice that with me. I'm not like so hyperactive, crazy all the time like I was, where people said I was manic. No, I really wasn't. I was just living in the fast lane and living in the fast life and living in the I'm so busy, I want more money, and not worrying anything about God. And that was, sure, I got what I wanted. I made more money, but at what expense? I wound up crashing and burning out and having to build myself back up again with God's help. But who let me crash and burn? Not God. That was the devil doing that, giving me all that money, giving me all that success, giving me my rope and letting me hang myself with it, laughing at me the whole time, saying, sucker, you know, you're the one that's going to lose because you're the one that doesn't have God, and I'm giving you all these distractions, and I'm giving you more business, and I'm giving you more listings, and I'm giving you more clients, and I'm giving you more everything because I don't want you connecting with God. And that's what was happening. And I just hook, line, and sinker bought right into it. Because what did I want? I wanted money. The love of money is the root of all evil. And I heard it before, but I was like, whatever, that doesn't mean nothing to me. Me, want. And he was right there to let me just have it all. Mr. Devil was, you know, Mr. Devil was. But you know who else was there? He was watching the whole time. He's watching the whole time. God was there too. He was there. He saw everything. And he was waiting. He was just waiting patiently. Just sitting back and waiting patiently, slowly for me to come around, to stop living La Vida Loca, and start talking to him and living his way. That's what it's all about. And I had written down here that you can't experience love, peace, and joy with hurry. It's incompatible. And we are distracting ourselves into spiritual oblivion as a society with all these constant messages and notifications and dings and beeps and vibrations. It's getting out of control because it's all there to be a distraction, to distract you from what's most important, which is finding God and finding your true reason for being here on earth, finding your true passion for living life, and being able to live and enjoy the life that you're meant to have. It's not meant to sit and look at a cell phone 24/7. That's not what your life is supposed to be. You're supposed to be out there enjoying everything that God's created for you to enjoy. Enjoy the vacations and tropical beaches, and go see some nature stuff. Go to the mountains. Go to the streams. Go walk for a hike in the woods. Go just walk around your neighborhood and look at the rabbits and squirrels and birds and everything that you see. That's what God wants you to do. He wants you to just be calm, love him, talk to him. I just wanted to read a quick snippet from the book. Not much at all, just quick, very quick. For many of us, the great danger is not that we will renounce our faith. So it's not that we're going to say we don't believe and, we're not Christians or we're not Catholics anymore. Or we're not, whatever we are anymore. It is that we will become so distracted and rushed and preoccupied that we will settle for a mediocre version of it. We will just skim our lives instead of actually living them. That's a pretty powerful statement. We will skim our lives instead of actually living them. And then it says, do you see what's at stake here? It's not just our emotional health that's under threat. As if that's not enough, We move so fast through life that we're stressed out, on edge, quick to snap at our spouses or kids. Sure, that's true, but it's even more terrifying. Our spiritual lives hang in the balance. I mean, it's so, this book is so good, and it just points out so much stuff. You know, I really wish that people, and I know there's a place for fictional books and love and romance novels and all that stuff and whatever, but I just really wish people would pick up a book like this and read something like this and say, and really change their lives, you know, change the way they think, you know. So I'll hold it up one more time for everybody so you can see it, see what it's called. But it's just amazing to me that people don't slow the F down. Slow down. It's good for your blood pressure, you know? So, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, helps you connect to God more, and then He can give you more stuff. He can bless you, give you blessings. But if you're not connected to Him, none of that can happen. And if you're not connected to Him, then who are you connected to? Through all the distractions. It's the devil. He's out there. And he rules this world. And those distractions program you. They program you to think it's better to go to the movies. It's better to go to the sporting event. It's better to go to the mall, to go shopping, to buy stuff that you need desperately because all you see is commercials for what you're supposed to want and buy and consume to make certain people rich. See, they want you distracted by all the stuff they have for you so they can take your money from you instead of you going to church or participating in a men's group or a women's group or doing something positive with your lives. Life's all a big distraction. And the people that own it all want you to live your life that way. They want you to be distracted, and they want you to keep buying their stuff as they slowly but surely raise the prices as you become more and more and more addicted to what they're selling you. It's no different than drugs. No different than drugs. Think about somebody you know who's into sports, man. They're into football. They got to watch every single game. They got to buy ticket packages. They got to buy PSLs. They got to buy, just to be able to buy tickets to go to the game. They got to tailgate. They got to buy the TV for their truck. They got to buy all the booze in the world to get drunk off of. Oh, by the way, so they can open the door for the devil to come in there too. They're all in. They got their whole room in their basements all decked out in nothing but the gear of their favorite team. which they bought and paid thousands of dollars for jerseys and hats and signatures, signed stuff, and that's just one example. That's just one example of what I'm talking about. You know? And look, I'm not saying I don't enjoy football. I love my Ravens. I love my Orioles. But I don't go crazy over them. I used to go crazy over the Ravens, I'll admit that. When I was younger and I was making more money, I did buy some jerseys and things. But that stuff's not important to me, you know? I mean, right now, I got this homeless lady living in a van that, look at what I could have done instead of spending $2,500 on Ravens jerseys to hang on the wall in my office, in my house. What could I have done with that $2,500 to help her pay her van down? You know? But I was all in, you know? And the same thing with women with their shoes or women with their handbags, you know? Or all their beauty that they got to have done on their face and their eyelashes and their lips and their hair done and highlights and spray tan, and then cosmetic surgeries and all. I mean, it's just nonstop. But it's why? Because you're watching stuff that's telling you you're not pretty enough. And you think I got to do all this stuff to my body to change myself. You don't. Because you're pretty enough to God. You don't need to buy, so and so's lip gloss because they were on the commercial. It's just ridiculous. But see, when you're distracted, that's what's happening. You're being distracted and you're being programmed. You're being programmed. Well, you can change all that if you just switch a little bit of time, just a little bit of your time, like maybe 30 minutes a day, and you take a little bit of time and you read the Bible, and then you take a little bit of time and you pray to God, and you say, God, please help me. I want to be saved. I want to be changed. I want you to program me instead of being programmed by the wrong things. I want you to program me with the right things. And he will listen to you. And all of a sudden, things in your Facebook feed will start changing. And there'll be things that God wants you to see. And that God wants you to pay attention to. There'll be positive memes that you'll see. There'll be positive Bible verses that you'll see. There'll be videos of people who are speaking good, kind, confident words to you. Some of them will even be people speaking to you that sounds like it's actually God that's talking to you through them. And sometimes it actually is. This is what's there for you if you want it. But you got to want it bad enough to do it. You got to change your life. You got to stop being so rushed and so busy, or you're going to wind up living your life just skimming your way through. Just skimming your way through and just skimming the surface instead of taking a deep plunge into the river. You're just skimming the surface. You have no idea how awesome and powerful your lives can be if you just turn them over to God. And if you want to know how to do that, all you have to do is just watch some of the other videos that I've done, because I have some other videos that tell you exactly what you need to do to be able to save yourself, to be able to surrender yourself to Jesus and to God, and just start living the way you were meant to live. Get involved with your church, get involved with small groups that they have there, get involved with the ministry. There's all kinds of different things at the churches. I went to Catholic church this past weekend back where my kids went to school, because my son is doing usher there for part of his service hours for school. And they gave out a list of like 70 different small group things that they have going on there. That's a lot of stuff. Get involved. And it's free. It's free. It doesn't cost $1,200 for a pair of shoes at the mall. You know, it doesn't cost all this money to go to the movies or go to the sporting event or go to the Taylor Swift concert. You know, it's free, and you can do it every Sunday for free. And if you feel good enough about it and you like it enough, maybe you can give them a donation and help support them a little bit so that they can actually do something positive with the money and give it all back to the community. Not like Taylor Swift's going to do that. Even though she might give some back, she ain't giving it all back. I ain't stupid. So, that's pretty much the message for today. I hope you all learned something. I hope this impacts you in a positive way. And I hope you like it and you share it and you give me the thumbs up and you give me some comments. And I hope my necklace comes in on Thursday like it's supposed to, because I feel kind of like naked without it. Anyway, thanks again for watching the video. Take care, and I'll talk to you guys later. Love y'all. God bless.